ideas we've all absorbed about men are putting their own health at risk. And this is not just an American problem, it's an international crisis. In China recently, a new term has emerged, 猪男孩, which translated from Mandarin means straight man cancer. In Iceland, it's ætrudkallmenska, which means toxic or poisonous masculinity. Hindi people in India refer to it as mardangi. In Quebec, where I'm from, we call the guy who defines himself through domination of men and women un macho. His polar opposite, the man who is in touch with his feelings, is referred to pejoratively as l'homme rose, which translates to the pink man. No matter what continent I visited and conducted interviews with men on, from Scandinavia to North America to sub-Saharan Africa, I heard the same things over and over again. Toxic masculinity is an epidemic that knows no borders, and no society has yet found the cure for it. It presents itself in subtle ways, such as the way that we raise boys differently from girls. It starts when we equate emotion with weakness and direct boys to display strength no matter what. It shows up in the way that we expect and encourage girls to show their true emotions, while we demand that boys hide them from us. It reveals itself in the way that we're more comfortable with the image of a boy playing with a toy gun, rather than a boy playing with a toy doll. Because we're more comfortable seeing a boy hold something that kills, rather than something that cries. While we've spent a fair amount of time examining the negative effects of princesses and Barbies on the development of girls' perception of themselves, we haven't paused to question the consequences of the video games marketed to boys that have names like Manhunt, Thrill Kill, and Mortal Kombat. We don't blink twice when the NRA releases a free target shooting video game, 1 month after the Newtown Massacre, no less, and marks it as suitable for boys ages 4 and up. We indoctrinate boys, and it starts early. As Mr. Rogers said during a Senate hearing on PBS funding in 1969, feelings are mentionable and manageable. But you wouldn't know that from the kind of programs that are targeted to boys today. In fact, Rogers was very critical of the violence, both verbal and physical, so often contained in the most mainstream shows shown to kids. I think that it's much more dramatic that 2 men could be working out their feelings of anger, much more dramatic than showing something of gunfire, Mr. Rogers said. But before a boy can even make a choice about who he becomes, a cozy relationship with violence is encouraged, even rewarded, while proximity with tenderness is penalized. The violent images we feed boys have power. Just ask MIT scientists who were successfully able to create the world's first psychopathic robot through one simple act, showing it the darkest corners of Reddit. They even named it after Norman Bates, the main character in Psycho. Violent men aren't born. They're created. We live in a culture that teaches boys stoicism over authenticity, dominance over empathy, and that if they don't follow their script, someone will take notice and take their man card away. Boys are taught not to ask questions because asking for help would suggest a lack of leadership, instead of being an acute sign of it. Their behavior is highly monitored, their gender constantly surveilled for any sign of misstep or mistake. Boys become fluent in emotional self-censorship. They become anesthetized to feelings to avoid getting caught having any. The love is stripped away from them. As Bell Hooks argues in The Will to Change, boys learn that it is better to be feared than to be loved. Under the current circumstances we've set as a culture, it's an uphill battle for boys to find and reveal their true selves. And if they do, it's perceived and noted as a flaw. Whether it's showing sadness or vulnerability, a core part of the human experience, it's corrected with a simple statement underpinning the poisonous ideology we raised them into. Boys don't cry. And when they act in horrifying ways, when they hurt, beat, or assault others in a way that goes